The brightest stars of the 1960s, the ones whose images adorned countless bedroom walls, were not just symbols of a vibrant cultural era. They were also individuals grappling with personal struggles that often went unnoticed. Behind the scenes, away from the adoring fans and flashing cameras, many of these icons faced challenges that starkly contrasted with their public personas. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood and the music industry masked deep-seated issues, including addiction, mental health struggles, and tumultuous relationships. For some, the pressures of fame became overwhelming, leading to tragic outcomes that would eventually fade from public memory. The stories of these forgotten stars reveal a different side of the 1960s, one filled with heartache and loss, reminding us that even the most celebrated figures can experience profound sorrow. As we delve into their lives, we uncover the hidden narratives that shaped their existence, offering a poignant reflection on the cost of fame and the fragility of life. Wilde finally achieved sobriety in 1989, after attending a drying-out clinic run by musician Pete Townshend. With the help of support groups like Alcoholics Victorious, Wilde managed to stay sober for the rest of his life. However, the years of heavy drinking had already done irreversible damage to his body. In 2000, Wilde was diagnosed with oral cancer, a direct result of his excessive alcohol consumption. Despite undergoing chemotherapy and radiotherapy, the cancer returned aggressively, and Wilde was forced to undergo a series of surgeries that left him unable to speak, eat, or drink. His final years were marked by pain and isolation, but he remained determined to tell his story. He faced his struggles with a sense of resilience, hoping to inspire others who might be battling similar demons. Wilde's journey serves as a poignant reminder of the toll that addiction can take, even after one finds the strength to overcome it. His legacy is not just in his performances, but also in the lessons learned from his life experiences. Born in New Haven, Connecticut, in 1950, Karen Carpenter was a gifted musician from a young age. Her brother Richard was already recognized as a child prodigy on the piano, and together, they formed the musical duo known as the Carpenters. Karen's journey into music began when she joined her high school band, where she chose to play the drums, an unusual choice for a female musician at that time. Her passion for drumming was so strong that she convinced her parents to invest in a Ludwig drum set, which marked a significant moment in her early career. As she honed her skills, Karen's talents as both a drummer and a singer quickly became apparent. The Carpenters achieved massive success in the 1970s, captivating audiences with their harmonious sound and heartfelt lyrics. However, despite their fame, Karen faced personal struggles that would ultimately lead to a tragic end. Her battle with anorexia nervosa became a significant part of her story, overshadowing her musical achievements and leading to her untimely death in 1983. The legacy of Karen Carpenter remains a poignant reminder of the pressures faced by artists and the importance of mental health awareness. Despite her success as a solo artist, Cass Elliot faced ongoing struggles with her self-image, particularly concerning her weight. Throughout her career, she was known for her powerful voice and vibrant personality, yet she battled deep insecurities that stemmed from societal pressures and personal expectations. In an attempt to achieve a slimmer figure, Cass turned to extreme dieting methods, which led to significant weight loss in a very short time. Unfortunately, this drastic approach to weight management took a toll on her health. By the time she reached 1974, at the young age of 32, Cass Elliott's body could no longer withstand the strain. She suffered a heart attack, a tragic event that many believe was exacerbated by her crash dieting. Following her untimely death, a false narrative emerged, suggesting that she had choked on a ham sandwich. This rumor persisted for years, overshadowing the truth that the coroner's report confirmed heart failure as the actual cause of her death. The legacy of Cass Elliot remains a poignant reminder of the pressures faced by artists and the tragic consequences that can arise from the pursuit of an ideal image. Jimi Hendrix is widely regarded as one of the greatest guitarists in the history of rock music. His innovative playing style and groundbreaking use of guitar effects redefined the possibilities of the instrument. Rising to fame in the late 1960s with songs like Purple Haze and his iconic rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock, Hendrix's influence on music was profound. Despite his immense talent, he struggled with drug and alcohol addiction. His lifestyle became increasingly erratic, leading to tumultuous relationships and erratic performances. On September 18, 1970, Hendrix died in London after choking on his own vomit following a barbiturate overdose. He was just 27 years old, joining Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, and others in the tragic 27 Club. Hendrix's death cut short a career that had already revolutionized rock music, and his influence continues to inspire musicians to this day. Title 6. Most tragic stories of 1960s forgotten stars subject Hayley Mills. Hayley Mills, once a golden child of Disney, captivated audiences around the world with her enchanting performances in the 1960s. Renowned for her roles in classics like The Parent Trap and Pollyanna, Mills' charm and talent were undeniable, making her one of the most beloved child stars of her time. However, behind the glittering facade of movie premieres and awards, Mills faced a series of personal challenges that marred her transition from a child actress to an adult star. Born into a family with strong theatrical roots, her father was the celebrated actor Sir John Mills, and her mother, Mary Hayley Bell, a respected writer. Hayley seemed destined for stardom. Her breakthrough came at just 12 years old when she won a BAFTA for Most Promising Newcomer for her role in Tiger Bay, followed by a Golden Globe for her performance in Pollyanna. Yet, despite her early success and the seemingly idyllic start to her career, Mills' journey was fraught with personal struggles. As Mills grew older, the pressures of her early fame and the transition into adult roles took a toll on her mental and physical health. During her teenage years, she developed bulimia, a serious eating disorder that went undiagnosed for many years. The condition was exacerbated by the high expectations and intense scrutiny from the public and media alike as they watched every move of her transition from a child star to an adult actress. This period of her life was incredibly challenging as she battled with her self-image and the stress of maintaining her career in a rapidly changing industry. Adding to her challenges were the financial troubles that blindsided her as she approached adulthood. Unbeknownst to Mills, the wealth she had accumulated from her successful early career was being significantly depleted by a staggering 91% tax imposed on her earnings by the British government. This taxation was a standard practice at the time, affecting many high earners in the UK, but the impact on Mills was particularly severe. By the time she gained access to her trust fund at the age of 21, she found that most of her earnings had been taken away, leaving her in a precarious financial position. This financial blow was a harsh welcome to adulthood, and left Mills scrambling to manage her finances while trying to find her footing in an industry that often typecasts or overlooks child actors as they age. The loss of her financial security, combined with her health issues, marked a significant turning point in her life and career. Despite these setbacks, Hayley Mills continued to work in film and television, though never quite recapturing the immense popularity of her youth. Her story is a poignant example of the difficulties faced by child stars as they navigate fame, personal health, and financial management in their transition to adulthood. It serves as a sobering reminder of the often unseen challenges that can lurk behind the glamorous veneer of the entertainment industry. Once upon a time, in a bustling village surrounded by tall, whispering trees and wide, flowing rivers, there was an old, wise owl named Oliver. Each night, Oliver would perch on his favorite branch on the oldest oak tree at the edge of the village. From his vantage point, he could see the twinkling lights of the homes and hear the distant laughter of families winding down for the evening. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, a young boy named Tim ventured near Oliver's tree. Tim was known in the village for his insatiable curiosity and bright, questioning eyes. He had heard stories about Oliver, the wise old owl who knew many tales and secrets of the forest. Approaching the tree timidly, Tim called out, "Mr. Oliver, are you there?" In response, Oliver opened his large, gleaming eyes and slowly turned his head towards Tim. "Why, hello there, young man. What brings you to my tree this fine evening?" Oliver's voice was deep and soothing, echoing slightly in the crisp night air. Tim shuffled his feet on the dried leaves. "I've come to ask if you could share a story with me, sir. They say you're the wisest and oldest owl in the forest, and know many wonderful tales." Oliver chuckled softly, a sound like the gentle rustling of leaves. "Well, I suppose I do have a story or two tucked beneath my feathers. What kind of story are you in the mood for tonight, Tim?" Tim thought for a moment before responding. "Perhaps a story about adventure and friendship?" "Ah, a classic choice." Oliver nodded approvingly. He then began to recount a tale from many years ago, about a brave little squirrel named Sammy, and a gentle giant tortoise named Tobias. They embarked on a grand adventure to find the legendary silver acorn, a mystical seed said to grant wisdom and insight to anyone who possessed it. The journey was filled with challenges and obstacles, from rushing rivers they had to cross to mountains they needed to scale. As Oliver spun the tale, Tim listened with wide-eyed wonder. He imagined himself alongside Sammy and Tobias, facing each challenge with courage and learning the value of perseverance and teamwork. Oliver's voice painted vivid pictures in Tim's mind, from the lush, green forest they traversed to the sparkling stream where Sammy and Tobias found refuge during a storm. Throughout the story, Oliver imparted subtle lessons about the importance of friendship, the value of courage, and the wisdom gained through experience. Tim felt a warm glow in his heart as he listened, realizing that stories could be more than just entertainment. They were also vessels of timeless wisdom and important life lessons. As the tale came to a close, with Sammy and Tobias triumphantly returning to their forest home with the silver acorn, Tim felt a sense of satisfaction and wonder. He thanked Oliver for sharing such a beautiful story, and promised to return another night for more tales. Oliver watched as Tim walked back to the village, a spring in his step, and a head full of dreams and adventures. The old owl then turned his gaze back to the stars twinkling above, ready to share his wisdom with any who sought it, in the many nights to come. Of course, please go ahead and ask your question, and I'll respond accordingly. One of the most notable aspects of Jack Wilde's life was his deep friendship with Mark Lester, his co-star in the beloved film Oliver. Their chemistry on screen as the Artful Dodger and Oliver Twist was a reflection of their genuine bond off-screen. This connection blossomed during the filming and grew into a lifelong friendship that would endure through various challenges. Mark Lester, who played the title role, often spoke fondly of Wilde, describing him as a brother figure. Their relationship was marked by shared experiences and mutual support, especially during the difficult times that Wilde faced later in life. As Wilde struggled with addiction and health issues, the steadfast friendship with Lester provided him with comfort and strength. Lester's unwavering support was a beacon for Wilde, reminding him of the joy and camaraderie they had experienced together. This enduring friendship highlights the importance of connection and loyalty in the face of life's adversities, showcasing how true bonds can provide solace during the toughest of times. Michael Landon, beloved for his roles on Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie, had a childhood marked by trauma. His mother, Peggy, suffered from severe mental health issues and frequently attempted suicide, which Landon often witnessed. These experiences left a lasting impact on him, leading to bedwetting well into his teenage years. Landon's early life was filled with emotional and physical challenges, but he eventually channeled his struggles into his acting career. He became one of television's most beloved stars, known for playing strong, fatherly figures. However, Landon's personal life was more complex, marked by multiple marriages and an affair that caused tension within his family. Despite his on-screen success, the shadows of his past haunted him, influencing his relationships and choices. His ability to portray warmth and strength on screen contrasted sharply with the pain he experienced in his private life, making his story both compelling and tragic. Following the success of Oliver, Wilde took advantage of his newfound fame by exploring his musical talents. In the early 1970s, he released several albums, including the Jack Wilde album and A Beautiful World. These albums featured covers of popular British songs as well as some original material, allowing Wilde to expand his career beyond acting. Despite this success in music, Wilde remained best known for his role as the Artful Dodger. His albums did not achieve the same level of fame as his film work, but they demonstrated his versatility as a performer. Wilde was one of the rare child actors who could cross over into multiple entertainment domains, yet his career was a constant balancing act between acting and music. The pressures of fame and the challenges of maintaining a career in the spotlight often weighed heavily on him. As he navigated the complexities of the entertainment industry, Wilde's journey reflected the struggles many young stars faced during that era. Sharon Tate was a rising Hollywood star in the 1960s, known for her beauty and roles in films like Valley of the Dolls. She captivated audiences with her charm and talent, quickly becoming a sought-after actress in a competitive industry. Married to the acclaimed director Roman Polanski, Tate's life seemed to be on an upward trajectory, filled with promise and potential. However, her bright future was tragically cut short in 1969, when she became one of the victims of the infamous Manson family murders. At the time of her death, she was 8 months pregnant, adding a heartbreaking layer to the already horrific crime. On that fateful night, Tate and several others were brutally murdered at her home in Los Angeles, an act of violence that shocked the nation and cast a dark shadow over the Hollywood elite. The brutality of the crime and the loss of such a vibrant life resonated deeply, leaving a lasting impact on the community and the world. Though her career was just beginning, Tate's legacy has endured, both as a symbol of the innocent lives taken by the Manson cult, and for her potential that was never fully realized. Her story remains a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of fame and success. Despite facing numerous challenges throughout her career, Mills continued to act, eventually shifting her focus from Hollywood to theater work in the UK. This transition allowed her to explore different roles and showcase her talent in a more intimate setting. In 2008, Mills faced a significant personal battle when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. The diagnosis was a turning point in her life, but she chose to forego chemotherapy after experiencing severe side effects. Instead, she sought alternative treatments, demonstrating her determination to take control of her health. Remarkably, she was declared cancer-free in 2012, a testament to her resilience and strength. Today, Mills remains active in the entertainment industry, taking on recent roles in film, television, and stage productions. Her ability to overcome both personal and professional adversity has solidified her status as a lasting icon in popular culture, inspiring many with her story of perseverance and dedication to her craft. Karen's battle with anorexia became more public in the early 1980s as her health deteriorated further. Despite seeking treatment, she was unable to fully recover, and her weakened body eventually gave out. In 1983, at the age of 32, Karen Carpenter died of heart failure caused by complications related to anorexia. Her death brought widespread attention to eating disorders, a topic that had not been widely discussed at the time. The pressures of fame and the music industry contributed to her struggles, as she faced unrealistic standards of beauty and body image. Karen was known for her incredible voice and musical talent, performing alongside her brother Richard in the popular duo The Carpenters. Their music resonated with many, but behind the scenes, Karen's personal battles were intense and heartbreaking. In her honor, the Carpenter family established the Karen Carpenter Memorial Foundation, which focuses on research and support for individuals suffering from eating disorders. Karen's legacy as both a musician and an advocate for eating disorder awareness lives on. As Wilde's career took off, so did his personal life. In 1976, he married Welsh actress Gaynor Jones, whom he had first met in drama school. Their relationship seemed like a fairy tale at first, filled with love and shared dreams. However, the pressures of fame and the challenges of life began to take a toll on their marriage. Wilde's battle with alcohol started to emerge, casting a shadow over their once happy union. By 1985, the couple divorced, marking the end of a significant chapter in both their lives. Wilde's drinking had spiraled out of control by this point, and his personal demons began to overshadow his career. Alcoholism became a constant struggle for him, affecting every aspect of his life, from his work to his relationships. Despite their separation, Wilde held on to fond memories of his time with Jones, recognizing that his drinking had ultimately destroyed their relationship. The tragic turn of events in his life serves as a reminder of the challenges faced by many stars of that era. Growing up in a creative and free-spirited environment, Cass Elliott's larger-than-life personality and powerful voice brought her into the limelight. She became known as Mama Cass and the Mamas and the Papas, captivating audiences with her vocal prowess. However, behind the scenes, Cass constantly battled with her weight and the public image that came with it. Society's narrow beauty standards weighed heavily on her, causing emotional strain. Even though she was adored for her musical contributions, Cass disliked being associated with the Mama Cass persona, which she felt reinforced negative stereotypes about her appearance. In 1967, the group disbanded, which marked the end of an era for Cass. Despite this setback, she embarked on a successful solo career, showcasing her versatility and resilience as an artist. One of her notable solo works was the album Dream a Little Dream of Me, which further solidified her place in the music industry. Cass's journey in the spotlight was marked by highs and lows, but her talent and contributions left an indelible mark on the world of music. As she navigated her career, she continued to inspire many with her unwavering determination and passion for her craft. Growing up in a working-class family, Jack Wilde's early life was far from the glamorous world of Hollywood. He began working at a young age, helping the local milkman when he was just 8 years old. The small earnings he made were not enough to support dreams of stardom. Instead, he aspired to be a footballer or a doctor, careers that seemed more attainable and practical. Acting was not on his radar until a chance encounter changed everything. While playing football in the park, he caught the attention of Phil Collins' mother, who was a theater agent. She recognized his potential and encouraged him to pursue drama school. This pivotal moment set him on a path that would lead to his breakout role in the film Oliver, where he captivated audiences with his talent. Wilde's journey from humble beginnings to fame was remarkable, but it also marked the start of a complex relationship with the entertainment industry that would shape his life in unexpected ways. The Everly Brothers' split in 1973 was a dramatic moment in music history. During their final performance together, Phil Everly smashed his guitar on stage, a powerful symbol of their troubled relationship. This act of defiance echoed the deep rift that had developed between the brothers. Don Everly later reflected on their separation, telling a reporter, "The Everly brothers died 10 years ago," highlighting the emotional toll their feud had taken on both of them. Despite the public fallout, the brothers found a way to reconcile in the 1980s. Their reunion was marked by a successful comeback, reminding fans of their incredible harmonies and songwriting talent. The Everly brothers' influence on music continued long after their reunion, as they inspired countless artists across various genres. In 1986, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a testament to their lasting legacy. Phil Everly passed away in 2014, followed by Don in 2021, marking the end of an era for one of rock music's most influential duos. Title: 6 Most Tragic Stories of 1960s Forgotten Stars. Subject: Jack Wilde. Jack Wilde, a name synonymous with the fleeting blaze of stardom and the harrowing descent into the shadows that often follows, remains a striking figure in the annals of Hollywood's cautionary tales. Best known for his iconic role as the Artful Dodger in the 1968 film adaptation of Charles Dickens' Oliver, Wilde captured the hearts of audiences around the world with his charismatic performance, which earned him an Academy Award nomination at the tender age of 16. Despite the early promise and the meteoric rise to fame, Wilde's career trajectory took a heartrending turn, mirroring the all-too-common narrative of early success marred by personal struggles. In 2005, at a time when Wilde's life was overshadowed by his battle with oral cancer, a consequence of his long-standing addiction to alcohol and tobacco, he married Claire Harding, who not only became his wife but also his steadfast support through his illness. Harding, who had been involved in the entertainment industry herself, understood the complexities of life under the limelight and the shadows it cast. Their partnership strengthened as they embarked on a deeply personal project, the creation of Wilde's autobiography, intended to chronicle not only the peaks of his stardom, but also the valleys of his adversity. The process of writing the autobiography was therapeutic for Wilde, providing him with an outlet to reflect on his turbulent journey through fame, addiction, and illness. However, fate had a different plan, and Wilde passed away in 2006 at the age of 53, leaving the task of completing the book in Harding's capable hands. Determined to honor her late husband's legacy, Harding took on the poignant task of finishing what Wilde had started. Utilizing his personal archives and a series of audio recordings they had made during his lucid moments, she meticulously pieced together the remaining chapters of his life story. In 2016, a decade after Wilde's untimely death, the autobiography, aptly titled It's the Dodger's Life, was published. The book offers an intimate glimpse into Wilde's experiences, encapsulating the exhilarating highs of his early success and the devastating lows of his subsequent struggles. It serves as a testament to his enduring spirit and a candid acknowledgement of the demons that haunted him. Jack Wilde's life, as recounted in It's a Dodger's Life, stands as a poignant reminder of the ephemeral nature of fame and the profound impact of addiction. His story, preserved through the loving efforts of Claire Harding, continues to resonate with those who remember the vibrant young star of the 1960s, as well as with new generations who discover his legacy through his films, and now his autobiography. In the annals of tragic celebrity stories, Wilde's tale is a compelling narrative of a dazzling life dimmed too soon, but remembered always. In a small, bustling town nestled in the heart of a lush valley, the community gathered each year to celebrate the Harvest Festival, a time-honored tradition that brought together the young and old. This year, however, the festival was set to be even more special. The town's oldest resident, Mistress Thelma, who had just turned 102, was to be honored for her many years of contributions to the town's agricultural success. Mistress Thelma, known for her vast knowledge of farming and natural remedies, had decided to share a secret that had been passed down through her family for generations. It was a recipe for a remarkably robust crop yield, which she attributed to her long, successful career in farming. The main ingredient was a rare herb that grew only in the surrounding hills, known for its potent nutrients. As the festival day approached, excitement buzzed through the town. Children practiced songs and dances, while adults prepared stalls showcasing the best of their harvests and crafts. The mayor, Mr. Hawkins, organized a special ceremony to present Mistress Thelma with a community award. On the day of the festival, the air was filled with the aroma of freshly baked pies and roasted corn. Mistress Thelma, seated on a decorated dais, shared her story and her secret recipe. She explained how the herb should be harvested at dawn and mixed with the soil at the beginning of the planting season. Her vivid description of the process captivated the audience, inspiring many young farmers to consider old wisdom in their methods. The ceremony concluded with a standing ovation for Mistress Thelma, and the festival continued with music, laughter, and dancing. The town, energized by Mistress Thelma's revelations, looked forward to a future of bountiful harvests, strengthened by the bridges of tradition and innovation they continued to build. Of course. Please go ahead and ask your question, and I'll respond accordingly. In 1991, Michael Landon faced a devastating diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. This news shocked his fans and the entertainment community, as Landon had long been a beloved figure on television. Known for his roles in shows like Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie, he had built a reputation for portraying wholesome, family-oriented characters. As he battled the disease, Landon chose to fight publicly, using his platform to raise awareness about pancreatic cancer. He spoke openly about his condition, hoping to educate others about the seriousness of the illness. Despite undergoing various treatments, the cancer proved to be inoperable. Tragically, Landon passed away later that same year, leaving behind a legacy that resonated with many. His death marked the end of an era in television, as he had become synonymous with the values of family and kindness. Landon's influence continues through his children, several of whom have followed in his footsteps, pursuing careers in the entertainment industry. The Everly Brothers, Don and Phil, were once at the forefront of the music scene in the 1960s, captivating audiences with their harmonies and hits. However, the pressures of fame took a heavy toll on them. Throughout the decade, both brothers became heavily addicted to amphetamines, a drug that was unfortunately common among musicians during that time. The constant demands of touring and performing led to significant strain on their physical and mental health. In a particularly alarming incident in 1962, Don Everly collapsed on stage during a tour in the UK due to a drug overdose. This moment marked a turning point in their lives. Don later opened up about his struggles, revealing that he battled suicidal thoughts and underwent shock therapy in an attempt to overcome his addiction. As the years went by, the relationship between the brothers became increasingly strained, filled with tension and misunderstandings. By the early 1970s, the weight of their struggles and the pressures of their career led them to make the difficult decision to break up their act, a choice that would change the course of their lives forever. Known for his deep, poetic lyrics and unpredictable stage presence, Jim Morrison was the enigmatic lead singer of The Doors and a cultural icon of the 1960s. His music, including hits like Light My Fire and Riders on the Storm, played a significant role in defining the psychedelic rock movement of the era. Morrison's artistic vision and charisma captivated audiences, but his lifestyle was equally notorious for its excesses. He struggled with alcohol and drugs, which often led to trouble with the law due to his wild behavior. His personal relationships were marked by volatility and strain, reflecting the chaos of his life. In 1971, at the young age of 27, Morrison was found dead in his Paris apartment. The official cause of death was heart failure, but no autopsy was performed, leaving many questions unanswered. Like many of his contemporaries, his untimely death solidified his image as a tragic figure, leaving behind a legacy of musical innovation intertwined with a life consumed by self-destructive behavior. Portraying the villain Bill Sikes in the film adaptation of Oliver, Oliver Reed was a towering figure both in stature and presence. His performance left a lasting impression on the child actors he worked with, including the young Wilde. Reed's portrayal was so intense that it instilled genuine fear in the children on set. To enhance this fear, he deliberately kept his distance from them, creating an atmosphere of tension that was essential for his character. This method of acting was not just a performance, it was a reflection of Reed's own life experiences. He bore scars from a violent bar fight, which added to his menacing appearance. The story behind these scars was dramatic. Reed had been attacked and required 36 stitches on his face. Despite these injuries, he continued to work in film, but his fearsome reputation lingered long after the cameras stopped rolling. The combination of his physical presence and the stories of his past made Oliver Reed a memorable figure in the world of cinema. Brian Jones was a founding member of the Rolling Stones, a band that played a crucial role in the British rock scene during the 1960s. His talent as an instrumentalist was remarkable, as he introduced a variety of instruments into the band's music, helping to create their distinctive sound. Jones was known for his innovative use of the sitar, marimba, and other instruments, which set the Rolling Stones apart from their contemporaries. However, despite his musical genius, his personal life was filled with turmoil. He faced significant struggles with drug addiction and heavy drinking, which began to take a toll on his health and relationships. As his behavior became increasingly erratic, tensions grew within the band. In 1969, the situation reached a breaking point, and Jones was officially dismissed from the Rolling Stones. Tragically, less than a month after his departure, he was found dead in his swimming pool at the young age of 27. The circumstances surrounding his death remain shrouded in mystery and speculation, leaving a haunting legacy of a troubled yet profoundly influential figure in rock music. The Carpenters' music, characterized by Karen's soft and soothing voice, resonated with audiences worldwide. Their hits, including Close to You and We've Only Just Begun, topped the charts, and the duo won multiple Grammy Awards. However, behind the scenes, Karen was struggling with personal insecurities, particularly about her weight. In the mid-1970s, she began dieting obsessively, which eventually led to a severe eating disorder. Despite her increasingly frail appearance, Karen continued performing, and her fans were unaware of the full extent of her illness. Her condition worsened to the point where she had to be hospitalized multiple times. The pressures of fame and the relentless pursuit of perfection took a toll on her mental and physical health. Karen's battle with her eating disorder was a silent struggle, hidden behind the glamour of her successful career. This tragic story highlights the darker side of celebrity life, where personal demons can overshadow public acclaim. Judy Garland was one of the most iconic stars of the 20th century, celebrated for her unforgettable performance as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Born Frances Ethel Gum, she began her journey in show business at a very young age, guided by her mother, who recognized her talent early on. Despite her success and the adoration of fans, Garland's life was far from the fairy tale depicted on screen. She faced significant mental health challenges and struggled with a debilitating addiction to prescription drugs. This addiction began when studio executives at MGM provided her with stimulants to manage her weight and maintain her energy levels during long filming hours. The pressure to uphold a perfect public image compounded her struggles, leading to severe consequences for her physical and mental well-being. Garland's personal life was tumultuous, marked by 5 marriages that were often unstable. Financial difficulties haunted her throughout her life, culminating in her tragic death in 1969 from a barbiturate overdose. Her legacy endures as a testament to her extraordinary talent and the deeply tragic battles she faced. Known for her raw, powerful vocals and electric stage presence, Janis Joplin was one of the leading female figures in rock music during the 1960s. Rising to fame with hits like Piece of My Heart and Me and Bobby McGee, Joplin's unique voice and rebellious spirit captured the essence of the era. Her performances were filled with emotion, and she connected deeply with her audience, often expressing the struggles of love and heartbreak. However, her personal life was marred by loneliness and insecurities about her appearance, which often left her feeling isolated despite her fame. Joplin struggled with a dependence on drugs and alcohol, which became more pronounced as her career progressed. Her addiction to heroin grew increasingly severe, leading to a tragic decline. On October 4, 1970, she was found dead in her hotel room from a heroin overdose. Joplin's death at the age of 27 added her to the infamous 27 Club, a group of musicians who died at that age. Her legacy continues as a symbol of both artistic brilliance and personal tragedy. Wilde's casting in Oliver in 1964 marked the beginning of his meteoric rise. Initially cast in the smaller role of Charlie, it was his later portrayal of the Artful Dodger in the 1968 film adaptation that cemented his place in cinematic history. His performance was lauded by audiences and critics alike, and the film itself went on to win multiple Academy Awards, including Best Picture. The role also allowed Wilde to showcase his singing talent and his musical abilities became one of the defining aspects of his career. Wilde performed all of his own singing in the film, contributing to its success in the musical category. The recognition he received was overwhelming, and Wilde was heralded as one of the brightest young stars of his generation. His charm and talent captivated viewers, making him a household name. However, the pressures of fame and the challenges of maintaining success in the entertainment industry would later take a toll on his life and career. As his acting career floundered, Jack Wilde turned back to music, seeking solace in a world that had once celebrated him. However, his struggles with alcoholism worsened, leading him down a dark path. His drinking became so severe that he was hospitalized multiple times for alcohol poisoning, a stark reminder of the toll addiction can take. By the mid-1980s, Wilde was consuming alarming amounts of alcohol, drinking several bottles of vodka and wine daily. This addiction not only ruined his career, but also strained his personal relationships. The pressures of his lifestyle forced Wilde to move in with his father, as he could no longer afford to live independently. His first marriage had already collapsed under the weight of his addiction, and his drinking led to further health complications, including diabetes. Wilde's life had spiraled into a cycle of addiction and health issues, but amidst the chaos, he eventually sought help, hoping to reclaim some semblance of the life he once knew. By the time he reached his 20s, Jack Wilde found himself in a challenging position in the entertainment industry. His once thriving career had slowed down significantly, and he was no longer receiving the high-quality roles that had initially brought him fame. Wilde became increasingly frustrated with being typecast in younger roles. Even as he was approaching adulthood, he often expressed his disappointment about still being cast as teenagers well into his 20s, which limited his opportunities to take on more mature and serious characters. This typecasting was a significant barrier for him, preventing him from exploring the depth and range he desired in his acting career. One of his last hopes for a resurgence was a promising project, a British version of Bonnie and Clyde, where he was set to star alongside Suzi Quatro. Unfortunately, this project never materialized, leaving Wilde with a heavy heart and a sense of lost potential. The weight of missed opportunities and unfulfilled dreams lingered over him, marking a poignant chapter in his life. The stories of these forgotten stars remind us that fame often comes with a heavy price. Many of these individuals, once adored by millions, faced struggles that were hidden from the public eye. For instance, some battled addiction, which took a toll on their health and careers. Others dealt with mental health issues, feeling isolated despite their popularity. The pressures of constant scrutiny and the need to maintain a perfect image led to overwhelming stress. Relationships often suffered as well, with some stars experiencing tumultuous romances that ended in heartbreak. Tragically, many of these talented individuals faded from the spotlight, their stories overshadowed by their earlier successes. Their lives serve as a reminder that behind the glamour, there can be deep pain and sorrow. By exploring these narratives, we gain a deeper understanding of the human experience, recognizing that even the brightest stars can face dark